We're on our way to a loading terminal on the river in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, picking up a load for Ludington, Michigan. This is what I did most of the week. Up to Michigan, back over to Pennsylvania, came back, reloaded, back up to Michigan, and I'm heading back to Pennsylvania again. It was a great week. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for stopping by. Back at a familiar spot. This dude and myself, we delivered out in East Greenville yesterday the manganese or magnesium oxide we loaded up in Manistee, Michigan. I didn't get any footage because it was inside a building. Again, it was dusty and I had a spotter, but I came back over here to Aliquippa. That's why I say familiar spot, to get a load of the same stone going back up to Ludington, Michigan. I'm grateful for these turns because it gets me through the house. And oh my goodness. Grateful for these turns. It gets me through the house and I'm reloading Manistee, coming back
Oakley,
to,
are you running across the turnpike?
To the same thing. So
Over to 23 up to 96 and then out to 31.
it's a drizzly day here in Aliquippa. We are waiting for the man to come back out of the building with another load of this brown rock. You see the dust on the ground. That's fresh. There was a truck in front of me loading the same thing. Another outfit. Nice guy, independent owner operator. And he's going up also, but right here along the river again. When I was here Monday, it was kind of sunny. It was a little bit better. Today, obviously, a little bit drizzly and rainy. That's all right. He's got the first load in, so good thing about that. I mean, the trailer's not getting super wet on the inside. It's not a monsoon. That's a good thing. But I didn't know this. We're only allowed to come out of here at about 79,000 pounds. They don't want us any heavier than that. Because I noticed when I was here Monday, I was about 79.2-ish when I loaded. It was a little bit lighter. And I was unaware that that was their requirement. So it's cool. The man in front of me told me that. It was funny. He said, I'm glad this is a flat rate load because I'm only allowed to have up to 79. And I said, oh, I didn't know that. So it's all good, but here he comes with my second. I'll show you the dust coming off this thing. Sorry for a little bit shaky hand. Big old dust cloud. That one was less dusty than the last one. First one he put in there, holy smokes. You couldn't see anything. It looked like in the military when you used to set off smoke grenades to cover your tracks. Holy cow, it looked like that. So it's all good. Oh, but you know, speaking of the military, man, we used to have some fun with CS gas. We used to take CS canisters and tie them to broomsticks that we cut off. Well, we'd duct tape them to it. And we'd pop the cap on that thing, and that thing would start hissing. And we would run through our bivouac sites at night with that. Oh, gosh. Man, you know, Marines should have their gas mask. And they used to go ape shit trying to find their gas mask in the middle of the night. Marines are a little bit sadistic. Catch you in a while. More of the same, getting some stone. Dusty. Dusty, dusty, dusty. Holy smokes. Wow. Hopefully the wind takes that back the other way, but we're getting it out of this warehouse. This isn't sand today, this is a load of stone. So 2 full buckets and a pinch is what the man said. Good times. Out here right along the river in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, down by Pittsburgh. It's a pain getting in and out of here, down those back roads and through the Pennsylvania routes. They're not exactly the best, but we're getting this done, and we're going to head up to Peterbilt and then get on down the road. Gizmo chilling out down here, and I have arrived in Ludington, Michigan. I don't know, is it Ludington or is it Ludington? I don't know. To me, if it was Ludington, like Lud, it would have 2 D's in it, but it has 1, so I don't know. We're here to deliver. We have this stone that we picked up yesterday over in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. There were 3 trucks ahead of me waiting to get on the scale. Not sure what they had or what they're doing. Not really concerned with it. Have another owner-operator from another carrier behind me waiting to get on the scale. He loaded behind me yesterday. She just arrived here. So we're going to get this done. Not quite sure what we're doing next. And go from there. Okay, we're in the back and delivering in this building right here. I'll walk to the back and show you what this product is. It's I don't know, I mean, it's just a brown stone, super dusty. As I showed you yesterday loading, holy smokes, that dust just got into everything, but that's all it is right there. Just a load of stone, and we're delivering in that building. And we delivered in a building, well, kind of slowly spin over that way on the other side of these conveyors, crushers, whatever, when I did the sand last week, and it's just pitch black in there, so you're not going to see anything. There's a truck in there now. I've got this truck ahead of me, and he just went in with the loader to pile up the stone that the 2 trucks ahead of me have dumped, and he's knocking that out now. Once he's done with that, this fella will go, and then I'll go, and we should be done here in about, if I had to guess, 30 minutes, 45 minutes we'll be done. So it's all good. 35 degrees here. Well, it's probably not 35, actually. It's 30 out. A light breeze. It's staying 35 on the dash because the engine is keeping the sensor a little bit warmer for the temperature. But it's all good. We're getting it done. I'm going to walk over and show you this man. He is going in now. There's another fella back behind. But he's got a light. He's shining back. Wow. Just dusty and dark in here. Man, you can't see anything in there. Trying to get into the center and adjust, and so he's in position. Wow, what a dirty mess. Dusty, dirty mess. All right, we'll catch you in a bit. All right, now they're gonna walk him forward a little bit. He's watching the beams. Get it done. Get him out of here. What's going on, everybody? I'm at the house. I am making my way back from running some errands. Hey, today's scripture is going to be just something from memory and more of a thought process than it is a specific verse, even though there are many specific verses that touch on what I'm going to talk about here briefly. A few videos back, the scripture was Jesus throwing the money changers out of the temple. And I said, you know, guys, Jesus was not a wimp. He was actually a tough guy. He wasn't afraid to get in people's faces. He didn't do so sinfully, but he certainly was bold for the truth and for God the Father. And that leads me to something. You know, there are so many of these pastors out here nowadays that refuse to speak boldly for Christ from the pulpit. There are so many people that are ashamed of the gospel. There's so many people that when asked about, hey, are you a Jesus believer? Oh, no, I'm not one of those guys. I want you guys to remember a few things, okay? That it says in the Bible that if you deny me before man, I will deny you before the Father. And that's Jesus speaking. Okay, if you're ever confronted as a believer, I certainly hope that your answer is absolutely I do. And you should too. You know, the Bible calls on us to speak boldly for the truth. You know, there are many instances prior to Jesus' crucifixion where he stood in the face of the Pharisees, the religious leaders, and called them hypocrites. And it actually uses exclamation point, ka-ching. And you know what? That is absolutely amazing that Jesus was so bold that in the face of those men, and I use that term loosely, he said, you hypocrites, you brood of vipers. You know, he just flat, in that day, in that vernacular, you know, he was basically just telling them off, you know, and it was actually completely appropriate and not sinful at that time. So what's the point of this? You know, we need to quit being like these lukewarm people that are afraid to speak the truth of Jesus Christ, like Joel Osteen, when he was on Larry King Live, and Larry King asked him, is Jesus Christ the only way to heaven? And his response is, well, you know, Larry, I don't like to put God in a box. Who am I to say, you scumbag? It says in the Bible, point blank, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. Well, guys, point blank, that's Jesus saying that no one is going to heaven, to God the Father, unless they accept him. Through him, period. That's it. That's not putting Jesus or God in a box and saying, you know, I don't want to say, you know, what God can do. Jesus said it point blank. So men, women, if you are a believer, you need to speak boldly for the truth. There's no other way. There's enough out there in this world that doesn't do that is leading people away from God and away from Jesus Christ. Hope you guys are having the best day of your life. Jimmy's Road Life, L-Y-F-E. If you're interested in Oakley or anything that I discuss spiritually, take it easy out there. Enjoy. We'll catch you when we get back out on the road.